Hi friends, I'm Meliora. Welcome to another reckoning slash review slash do I need this in my life type of short video. Every once in a while when I have a favorite or a super intriguing perfume, I rather want to spend some time study it and find any kind of possible alternatives to it to make an executive decisions. Do I need a bottle in my life? So here we have the new contestant, almost gone, a travel size of Intoxicated by Kilian. I got it from Mercari, I think secondhand, like a travel size, what is it, 7 mil? Yeah, 7.5 mil. I'm almost all the way through it. I truly enjoy wearing it in the cold weather because Intoxicated, like, as I usually say, short story long, as usually goes with perfume reviews. It is a super warm, super spicy, kind of hot, spicy, sweet, very cardamom heavy concoction. Is it intoxicating? I'm not sure if I would really agree with that particular flavor, but it's definitely a joyful experience that you want to repeat over and over again if you do like hot kind of Turkish coffee type of spices. A lot of people think and reference it in relation to if you like coffee smells, you will like Intoxicated by Kilian. I do agree and yet I don't agree. It's all of the spices that you put in Armenian slash Turkish slash like other Middle Eastern style of brewing coffee, minus the coffee itself though. I don't get the actual coffee beans in here, but I do get all of the rest, kind of the rich and opulent, sweet, hot, not too peppery, but somewhat peppery spices. The Intoxicated by Kilian for me is one of the best bright, sweet, vibrant cardamoms on the market. This is why I've been considering that I have almost a 300 bottle collection. I've been using it and basically almost emptied a travel. You don't need much of it, probably 1 or 2 sprays does it, as I think with most of Kilian fragrances. So these are the ones, if you do prefer every drop to count in your olfactory life. However, some of these hot, vibrant, flamboyant sweet spice experiences, something there annoys me and sometimes feels almost smothering. It's like I enjoy it and then I want it to be gone. It's a little bit overpowering at times, even if I use a very modest dosage. So I've been thinking about whether I should replace the travel with another travel. I kind of feel that the full-size bottle is just not in the cards for me for a variety of reasons, including the price and including that kind of slightly smothering quality of it that I discovered as I used it a lot. And then I started thinking, maybe, just maybe, I do have something of that kind in my collection already. If you haven't seen my Coffee Break by Maison Margiela replica line review, please watch it. I do talk about these like cardamom coffee-like experiences in more depth there. Here we're gonna focus on the minus the coffee, all of the spices that can come with the fragrance experience. So I started focusing on that particular facet because this, in my book, is sufficiently different not to compare it with any other coffee fragrances on the market. So I looked and I looked and I found Serge Lutens Furore Noir, it's not discontinued, it has limited distribution now. You mostly can buy it only in those kind of bell-shaped flacons, and I got one of the last on internet travel size sets. I have another 30 ml if you want to swap or buy it off me. I'm super happy to share. I only need one really. The Furore Noir by Serge Lutens is pretty much the same story of hot spices, cardamom, cinnamon, I don't know, different kind of peppers with super saturated lavender syrup in the middle. It is one of the typical, what I call typical gourmand accords that Serge Lutens uses. I think this brand pretty much nails the super smooth, super sweet, and long-lasting gourmand story, even though some people complain that Serge Lutens fragrances don't last long enough on them. Those that I don't like last on me forever. And this is probably as far as I would go with Serge Lutens gourmands, because the spices here save it for me. This sweet rounded note by Serge Lutens is something that just drives me nuts. It's yet another smothering sweet experience that, even though feels rather different from the mainstream syrups, and you know, the ones by Victoria's Secret or Britney Spears, or maybe, I don't know, various sugary fragrances such as La Vie Belle, Dior Poison Girl, and things like that, it's still a bit much. I tried using it, don't laugh, on my knees because I thought maybe just catching a whiff of it will be enough to kind of give me the best of both worlds. Still, I get too much of the sweetness. So in many ways I find them to be much more similar than a lot of people realize, but I do prefer Intoxicated for its wearability and the sweetness that doesn't absolutely behead me in the process of wearing it. That is a close second. And in a way, I'm thinking if I'm not decluttering this, I should be wearing it after the Intoxicated is gone. That's sort of the logic of now. But then I looked around and I found even better option. This is a, I think, Russian, British, Arabic brand called Atar Collection. And in many ways, people call it a more like a budget-friendly amouage. Mostly available in Europe and especially Eastern Europe and Middle East, but I saw Atar Collection pop up here and there in different online discount stores this year. I'm not sure what was that, FragranceNet or Fragrance X, can't remember, but you can find Atar Collection fragrances now in the United States and Canada if you look for it. So I got a PR, this in PR a long while ago. This is number 2 Selective, a more expensive line by Atar Collection, and it's, at first I thought it was to the T and knockoff of Intoxicated by Kilian. As I studied it more, let me refresh my memory, I realized that no. Even though it's sharing a lot in common in terms of the cardamom and spices overdose with some sweeter but much more delicate gourmand accords underneath, this also gives me more of a leathery accord at the base. So this the Selective number 2 by Atar Collection has a little bit more of a focused and less flamboyant nature, at least how it moves in space and how it sits on my skin. It also lasts forever. Forever. One spray does it for me. But I kind of get a much more upscale, if it's fair to use this word, experience when I wear it. Intoxicated by Kilian, to me, it's very much like nouveau riche. It's kind of like, if you got it flaunted, like it's kind of very showy and very bright. The Selective number 2 by Atar Collection is a little bit more reserved, yet still pretty showy in terms of like you see the hard luxury, you see kind of like you can guess the label instead of seeing them across the chest. If I use like fashion analogy, you see peaks of certain symbols that are very recognizable, that are kind of hidden. They're not for the show, but they're not exactly nameless. So the Selective number 2 I didn't wear for years because I thought, oh, this is too potent, this is too Arabic for my taste. And oddly enough, Intoxicated by Kilian was my entrance and my path toward this. So now that I'm almost done with Intoxicated by Kilian, I find myself in disbelief only preferring an Arabic version of the same kind of family of fragrances. So I made an executive decision. I bet you can guess it. At this point, I'm gonna gladly, with joy, use up Intoxicated by Kilian. I'm not going to buy a replacement. I already bought one and gifted it to a friend who loved it. I'm gonna be using Selective 2. And I'm gonna be test driving, trying to make a declutter decision with Serge Lutens Fureur Noir. If any of you have been head over heels trying to find it, I know it's hard to find these days. I would rather, given the right offer, you know, send it to a Serge Lutens lover, to somebody who will appreciate this rare gem, than keep it for myself. But if if there are no takers, I will continue to use it and kind of try to solidify my opinion on it. This is it. This is where I'm at with Intoxicated by Kilian. If you are curious about about my take and like how I perceive the conceptual design, the product design, the olfactory design of Kilian fragrances, I do have a brand review with some spicy inserts. I mean, it's not me, it's Kilian. I mean, they claim to be the sexiest of them all, so I already test drove that claim in a different video, which is a brand review. Please watch that, let me know what you think of it, and thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't had a chance to do it yet, and I'll see you in the next video.